Galatians 6 verse 1 says, "Brethren, if a man is overtaken in any trespass, you who are spiritual restore such a one in a spirit of gentleness, considering yourself lest you also be tempted." So I find it very beautiful, the example set by the teachers we have in the church, that they are the last ones to find out about things like rumors or gossip that so often cause contamination. And this verse seems to me to summarize a good part of what you, sister, could explain to us about mercy. Sometimes a rumor starts, and it turns out in the end that it was a lie, but sometimes we are very harsh and we rush to judge. This verse tells us, do not judge, because that very thing could happen to you.
Well, what we have always taught is that when there are problems, difficulties, disputes, or contentions among believers, we must bring people together, confront the situation, and investigate to find out what is true, what isn't, and what is actually going on. That is what we have always taught, that we should hold a meeting to confront the issue. Where it said, you are doing this, you said that. So that's what is done, right? It is taught to do this wisely. Yet there are times when people may forget or may not have the ability to handle these kinds of meetings, and they end up falling into the error of gossip, idle talk, or rumor mongering. But that is why we are battling every day, you know. Every day we are striving, every day we are making an effort for things to improve. We learn from our mistakes, from the flaws we commit, and we also learn a lot from bad experiences, and that's how we keep learning. So it's said that we must have some tolerance, right? It's said that we must have a bit of tolerance and put ourselves in the shoes of others so as not to judge hastily, but to consider what has happened, why it happened, and pray for those involved. Because the majority of problems or disputes that exist in the congregation are due to people who have spirits. There are people with evil spirits, and those evil spirits incite them to behave inappropriately, both in how they talk and in how they act in ways that offend others. Those spirits are the ones that work in people, and that is why these misunderstandings happen. If the teachers, as this brother mentioned, or the leaders or the pastors had that perfect gift of discernment, such problems would not exist in the congregation because they would know how to handle the issue well. They would discover that the person has evil spirits, and instead of paying attention to it, they would call the person, advise them, guide them with care, kindness, and love, and lay hands on them so that the person is set free. But since there is no discernment, I might think I am dealing with a normal person, and I treat them harshly. The person gets upset and becomes more rebellious, and that makes the problem worse. But if I discover that it is the spirits, then I address them differently. I say, be careful, stay silent, don't say anything. Come here, let me lay hands on you because you have spiritual bonds. There are spirits. Then the person will calm down and will be helped a great deal, and conflicts will be avoided. So we tell brothers and sisters, don't pay attention to such a person who has evil spirits. Instead, have consideration for them, pray for them, lay hands on them during worship, and don't pay them any mind because they are not truly well. There are spirits controlling them, and that is what causes these issues, these offenses, and that is why you feel offended. It is not the person, it is the spirits. This is what always happens in congregations with many conflicts and problems. They write to me, they send us emails. We send someone to where problems are occurring, and when we arrive, we find that indeed the issues involve spirits in people, and that is what causes the contention. So intelligence, wisdom, and discernment are needed, along with handling things with love and compassion to prevent these things from happening, although there are very strong cases. I recall as a testimony, there were 3 sisters in a church who were practicing metaphysics, metaphysical practices, yoga, reading lots of books, and believing in many things. They came to the church wanting to impose what they practiced on the brothers and sisters, coming up to them and telling them, no, you have to do it this way. You have to believe in this and that. They became very rebellious. The pastor admonished the three sisters, saying, sisters, why do you come to teach things that you practice elsewhere that is not from God? But they would respond, yes, it is from God because he revealed it to me. He gave me visions, he gave me dreams, and he revealed to me that it is true, that we must practice it, and that we should not call God by the name God, but by another name, a Hebrew name. They did not obey the preacher.